The scientific hypothesis, and this again is from the Institute of Heart Math. We're going to talk more about them, and we're going to learn some more about them in just a few minutes. The hypothesis is that precisely what you saw happening is possible, that strong collective emotion has a measurable impact on the very fields of the earth that connect and sustain all life on earth. The magnetic fields connect everything, every blade of grass, every hamster, every goldfish, every dog, every cat, every CEO of every corporation, every leader of every nation. There's no them and us when it comes to the magnetic fields of the earth. If you choose to cast your vote for unity and peace, your heart is your voting machine. If you understand the language of this field, you may nourish and feed the field in very precise ways. And that's what this afternoon is all about. Now, it was based on that. The Institute of Heart Math did something that has never been done before. The Institute of Heart Math began a project. They launched a project that is called the Global Coherence Initiative. Coherence is a state. It's a relationship between our heart and our brain that optimizes our relationship to this field. When you're in high coherence, you're having a good conversation with that field. And we'll have the experience of coherence right after the break. So we know that personal coherence is good. Global coherence is really good. And we create global coherence through our individual coherence. Based on that, the Institute of Heart Math has launched the first of its kind ever initiative to do just that as an independent organization. This isn't part of a government organization. It's not part of some big corporation. This is an independent, privately funded project. The Global Coherence Initiative. Now let me read to you the mission statement. This has never happened before. The mission statement, the goal is to unite millions of people from varied beliefs and cultures from across the borders and the boundaries that separate us in the past of nations and belief systems and religions and spiritual practices. To unite people from many different beliefs and cultures for the specific purpose of shifting global consciousness from instability and chaos to balance and cooperation. That is the stated purpose and only purpose of this project. This has never been done before. And I'm sharing this with you because I want you to see how real this project is. You're asking me, what can we do? I want you to know that there is a vehicle that is already designed and built precisely for the kinds of things we're talking about in this conference today. And it begins by simply listening to the fields of the earth that we're talking about. Now, those images from 9/11, those were on weather satellites, and all the data in the past has come from, military or commercial satellites. The Global Coherence Initiative is building and deploying their own network of sensors that are independent from any military applications, from any weather applications, from any other corporate applications, specifically to understand our relationship to the earth. That's why they're being built. How do you feel about the fact that that's happening? I'm happy to hear that. Okay, let me share with you, this is a blueprint, very technical, for what a sensor looks like. Let me show you how beautiful they are when they're in the ground. When they are deployed, this is what a sensor looks like. Isn't that beautiful? Wouldn't you like one in your own backyard? I think we all should have them. Okay, this is the first global GCI site. It was in Northern California at the Heart Math base, right in Northern California. Right now, there are additional sensors, and here they are. There's one in Northern California. This one is in New York. This one is in the UK. This one is actually in Saudi Arabia. This one is in New Zealand. This is the existing network. However, it is incomplete. When the network is finished, this is what we would like for the network to look like. Now, I am not a HeartMath employee. I want to be very clear. For transparency, I'm on the steering committee. I'm on the steering committee and the Science Advisory Board for this project. I believe in it. I think it is a powerful opportunity for us to put into play what we've always talked about for 40 years, for us to become in our hearts in a way that is effective what we choose to live in our lives. It's a vehicle for us to do that. Every day, the sensors send back data that looks like this. This tells us about our relationship to fields of the earth. The shiny places, the really bright places, are where there's more activity. Each box is a 24-hour day. This was Christmas Day. This is the month of December. The system took the day off on Christmas Day. That's why you're seeing that. All right. It's all about this experience of heart-brain coherence. We don't have to have a tragedy to create that coherence. We can do it when we choose, on demand, if we understand the relationship between heart-brain coherence. After this break, I'm going to invite the Vice President of HeartMath to come on this stage and share with you precisely what that means and lead us through the exercises that are going to take us into a global coherence experience in the next section. So stay tuned for that. But the idea is, if we can create the feeling in our heart that becomes a 0.10 hertz frequency, that's optimum coherence for you science people out there. This is what I've learned from those ancient traditions. This is what they're doing in the monasteries of Tibet and in the highlands of central China and the Andes of Bolivia and Peru and around the ceremonies and all throughout the desert Southwest and the Americas and the Aboriginals. What that does, if we can create that feeling, we know it's good for us. And we're going to talk about this more right after the break. But what I want you to know is this, is that there are people all over the world that are learning have learned what you're about to learn this afternoon. And it is through this network of hearts that I believe we have the ability not to impose our will, not to manipulate, but rather to participate, to tip the scales of balance and peace in our favor. If you want more information about this project, I want you to have this website, glcoherence.org. I have some time left. And what it tells us is this. It tells us that our small personal choices of the future, of peace, of well-being, of healing, become our collective answer to our time in history. Where are we going from here? I don't know. I can't tell you what tomorrow looks like. But what I can tell you right now is that the stage of the world is set and that all possibilities are on the table. Are we going to choose cooperation or competition? What we're really asking is, are we choosing love or fear? And you are making that choice.